A Guide for Immigrants Accused of Crimes in Florida. Written by Joseph Mitkevichus. Protecting yourself. Mistakes to avoid during your case. When you're in the middle of a criminal case and possibly dealing with immigration issues too, there are some common mistakes that can really hurt your situation. Here's what not to do and how to do things the right way instead. 1. Don't discuss your case with inmates or others. If you're in jail, you might be tempted to talk about your case with cellmates or friends. Avoid this. Conversations in jail are not private. Other inmates might snitch on you to get favor, or there could be recording. Also, don't discuss the details of the incident with friends or family over the phone. Jail calls are recorded and prosecutors can use them against you. Save the case talk for your lawyer in confidential settings. Similarly, do not post on social media about your arrest or case. Even if you feel you're innocent and want to vent, it can be used in court or tip off ICE about your situation. 2. Don't lie or show false documents. Never lie to your attorney, as mentioned before, but also do not lie to judges or immigration officers. If you are undocumented, you might be afraid to admit it, but telling the judge, "I have papers," when you don't, for example, is a lie that can wreck your credibility. Also, do not present fake IDs or someone else's documents to try to get out of a jam. Using false documents is itself a crime and a ground for deportation, fraud. It's better to have no license, for example, than to show a fake license. If asked directly in court about your immigration status, talk to your lawyer about how to handle it. Usually, your lawyer can state for you something like, "My client acknowledges they are not a U.S. citizen," without going into details. Honesty, or at least not affirmatively lying, is the best policy in legal proceedings. 3. Don't miss court dates or meetings. We said it before, but it's worth stressing. Show up for all court appearances, or ensure your attorney has properly waived your appearance if allowed. Missing a court date will lead to a warrant for your arrest. This not only jeopardizes your criminal case, you might get a new charge for failing to appear, but also it can flag you to ICE and destroy any goodwill. Judges and prosecutors will be much less sympathetic if you absconded. If you're out on bond and you run away, your bond is forfeited and you become a fugitive. If you have any emergency that might make you miss court, hospitalization, etc., inform your lawyer before the court date if at all possible so they can try to get a continuance. For meetings with your probation officer, if on probation, or with immigration, if you have to check in, the same advice: always attend and on time. 4. Don't just take the deal without understanding it. We covered this in detail in the plea versus trial section, but it bears repeating. Many immigrants say, "I just want to get it over with. I'll take whatever plea gets me out fastest," especially if they're sitting in jail. This is very dangerous. That fast deal can lead to years in ICE detention or permanent separation from your family. We understand jail is awful and you want out. But don't trade a few weeks or months of inconvenience for a lifetime ban from the U.S. If the deal is truly safe, fine. But if not, a little patience can save your future. One quote from an online forum: "Why would he plead guilty if he didn't do it?" Indeed. Do not plead guilty just because you feel pressure, especially if you believe you are innocent or the case is weak. Talk to your lawyer about how long it would really take if you fight the case versus pleading. Sometimes fighting doesn't take that much longer, and the payoff could be huge. 5. Don't do anything to violate jail rules or probation. If you are in jail awaiting trial, keep your head down and follow rules. Getting into fights or caught with contraband in jail will create new problems. If you are out on bond, do not get arrested again for anything. Even minor arrests while on bond will likely get your bond revoked. If you resolve your criminal case and get probation, take it very seriously and follow every requirement: classes, drug tests, fees, etc. A probation violation not only can put you back in jail, it might negate any benefit of a carefully negotiated plea deal, and could also give ICE an opening to argue you're a troublemaker. 6. Don't ignore immigration matters. Some people focus only on the criminal case and ignore the immigration side, thinking, "I'll deal with that later," or hoping it goes away. This is a mistake. If ICE has put a detainer or started removal proceedings, you need to pay attention now. That might mean hiring an immigration lawyer while your criminal case is ongoing. Yes, it's 2 fights at once, but they can affect each other. For instance, if you know you have an immigration hearing coming, what happens in your criminal case will shape your defense in that hearing, or whether you even have any defense. Also, sometimes if ICE sees you're fighting hard in criminal court and there's community support, they might hold off on deporting you until the case is done. If you ignore ICE, like skipping an immigration court hearing because you're dealing with the criminal court, you could get an in absentia removal order, ordered deported for no show. Let your immigration lawyer, or at least the criminal lawyer, know if you get any papers from ICE or immigration court. Don't throw them away. Communication between your 2 legal fronts is key. 7. Don't rely on misinformation. There's a lot of well-meaning but wrong advice out there. Be careful about jailhouse lawyers, other inmates giving legal advice, or things you read online that aren't specific to Florida or to your situation. For example, you might hear, "If they didn't read you your Miranda rights, your case will get thrown out." Reality: failure to Mirandize only affects using your statements. It doesn't automatically dismiss charges. Or someone might say, first offense, they won't deport you. Reality: plenty of people have been deported for a first offense if it's deportable. Always double-check advice with your attorney. If a family member hears something, discuss it with a lawyer rather than acting on it blindly. 8. Don't give up hope or panic. This is more of an emotional mistake to avoid. It's easy to feel hopeless when facing charges and possible deportation. You might feel pressure to, say, accept deportation and give up on the case. In some online discussions, people cynically said about an immigrant situation, "He's done, stick a fork in him," or "he should self-deport." But every case is different. Even if your situation looks bad, there could be a legal nuance or a form of relief that gives you a chance. For example, if your rights were violated during the arrest, evidence might be thrown out. Or if your lawyer failed to warn you properly about consequences, you might undo a plea. And in immigration court, sometimes people with strong family ties can ask for forgiveness, cancellation of removal, if their convictions are not too serious. The point is, don't throw in the towel prematurely. Get full information before making life-altering decisions. By avoiding these common mistakes, you greatly improve your odds of a favorable outcome. It basically boils down to listen to your lawyers, be honest and diligent, and think long-term, not just about getting out tomorrow, but about your life in the next 5, 10, 20 years.